The end of 2019 and the start of 2020 had to have been the craziest time to be alive. This was one of the last normal years we had before the pandemic. I remember at this time, TikTok was just booming, and some of the pioneers of YouTube were still posting, like David Dobrik. I remember getting excited and waiting for his vlogs to post. Right before 2019, during December, I remember stuff starting to get a little weird. Like, I remember in the first week, Juice WRLD passed away, which hit me pretty hard because I was listening to his new album, Death Race for Love, almost every day, which I think him passing was also the death of the SoundCloud era. Moving on, a few weeks later, I remember being on winter break from school, sitting in the car at the mall, and seeing reports that a virus was spreading like wildfire in Wuhan, China. To be honest, I didn't think nothing of it. I just thought, wow, that shit's crazy, and moved on and went through Christmas. After Christmas break, I remember more and more reports of this virus spreading more and more. I started taking it a little bit more seriously, but I never thought it was gonna make landfall over here. Then out of nowhere, on January 26th, 2020, Kobe was killed in a helicopter accident, which took everyone by surprise. Everyone at my school was shocked, first with the death with Juice WRLD, and then with Kobe. This was a shocking way to start off the new year. But behind the scenes, this virus was getting more and more contagious, and the news about it was growing more and more. Fast forward to about February, I remember I got sick with what I think was COVID. I was probably one of the first cases in California, or at least one of the early ones. It was never confirmed if I was a COVID case, but all the other tests that I took came back negative. Shortly after I recovered, Pop Smoke was killed after a group of attackers broke into his Airbnb he was renting. Now, the year barely started off, and 2 celebrities were already killed, and we keep hearing talk about this virus in the background. Now, fast forward to about the second week of March. Now, at this time, just about everyone knows about this virus. I remember if someone sneezed or coughed, everyone would just look at them. I remember I had a pretty big project due in English. I think it was part of the final or the midterm. It had to have been the midterm, actually. And I had nothing done for it. Like, I did no work at all. At the start of the week, I was pretty stressed out about it. Like, I remember I had kind of just scribbled a paper together real quick by Wednesday, but there was still a whole presentation that had to be due by Friday. And I'm pretty sure half the class hadn't done it either, so we were all just preparing to fail. By Thursday, the virus was spread all across the US, and everyone knew about it at that point. At this point, on Friday, March 13th, I remember hand sanitizer being thrown around. I remember people washing their hands, and I remember the announcements. There was no work the entire day. I just remember us sitting at the desks waiting pretty much for class to end. And at that point, I remember putting in my headphones and listening to Eternal Take for the first time, which I think became the theme song for the pandemic. After that, we got an announcement from the school that we will be off for 2 weeks, which was just the beginning.